Good morning, good morning, good morning. Huge warm welcome to Carnation Crafts. We're live in the Carnation Crafts studio, and as always, it's lovely to have your company. We've got something absolutely corking for you today. A little bit different, isn't it? So we've got what to wear collection. It's a crafter's select, and you can see it's full of all this gloriousness. Brilliant for the shoppers in your lives, very feminine, very lovely to have and to send to those people that you know in your life that would just absolutely love this. 240909, the What to Wear collection. It's normally $69.99. We're giving you it today for a special show price of $59.99 to $95 UK P&P. I'm pretty sure it'll be today's deal of the day. It's going to go back up at midnight, so that price is only for the day. Feel free to use the QR code at the bottom of the screen. That'll take you directly to the elements that you see there, or you can go to the new selections on the Carnation Crafts website and it will take you to there. Just to let you know, we have already sold a third of this. 33% has already gone, so you're limited really on time now, but it is the cutest little thing. So each individual element is interactive essentially. So you can hang clothes up in your little wardrobes. You can make various different elements for it. It's really, really cute, really lovely and very interactive. And we love those cards, but also recipients love those cards, right? Something different. So we start off with your armoire card shape, and this sits as it is here. So you've got all of your elements. You've got the little holes here that guide for your coat hangers to go in. You'll see you've got an extra side panel here that folds back to give you depth to the wardrobe. You've got the wardrobe doors sitting there as well. So it's already insanely awesome, right? You'll notice that there are little slots at the bottom here, and they work obviously for a stand to go in it, so it will stand alone. From there, we have got it just gets better and better. A little shoe rack to sit inside that wardrobe, and then shoes to be glued into it. Really cute. Then we've also got your gorgeous suit. You've got your shirt jacket, and you've got your jeans folded over, so to go onto those coat hangers for you. So lots and lots of playway. But we've also then got your very feminine dresses here, haven't we? So you've got your sort of glamorous evening type dresses, you've got your fun dresses here, shirts, so it could be a work thing, it could be all the different things, and that's called sartorial style. So you've got all that sitting in there. Again, you've got loads of detailing coming through with your cut lines. So this element here, where you see the 3 coat hangers sitting at the top, they will just slot into those little holes at the top of the wardrobe, as will these when you get them. Now, what's more important with these as well, many of the little items, like where you see the dress here and you've got the little box, if I look at this here, is a cut line that goes down and down. The coat hanger will slip between those two, so it actually looks like the dress is hanging on the coat hanger. Again, same thing here. So you've got that element there where it looks like it's seated properly on the coat hanger. Super clever, right? Really, really clever. From there, you've also got all of your sentiments here. Now, these are they stand. It's got like a hanger for it, so I'll show you that there. This is part of the card shape. So you've got your hanger standing here. It glues to one of these, okay? And you've got smaller elements too. Then you've got all of your coat hangers, and these are the stand that the wardrobe stands on. Perfect. Then we've got little options here. So you've got loads and loads of sentiments, and you've got a blank one. You also have a blue one that looks like a mirror, so you can really jazz it up. But lots of different ways of playing with it, hasn't it? Birthday girls, born to shop, fashion queen. But then the more sort of rounded sentiments as well, where you've got good luck, happy birthday, birthday wishes, those kind of things that you'll send on your everyday as well. So it's for special occasions, it's for your standard occasions, your birthdays, it's for all of the things. And it's so clever and so pretty, and the artwork is all going to be free to you on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. So you can collect your artwork, and Carnation will post this out to you. 240909, that's the What to Wear collection, show price of $59.99. That's going to go back up to $69.99 tonight though, so you've only got today to do that. $2.95 UK P&P. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, Janine has been busy making samples for us. So we've got elements here just to show you've got the little dress there. Can you see everything hanging? And each thing can be taken, the little coat hanger can come off. There's the mirror element on this side for you. Those doors close and you can decorate it whichever way you please. Clever, right? Really, really sweet. Now, where you're seeing, you'll see as we go through the demos, but where you're seeing, they've got the back panel of the wood. You're going to get that as well. Some of those have an actual image on them as if perspective is there in case you want to make a different type of card. So loads of playways for you. You can then add two together. Brilliant, right? And so you can see here Janine's added in alternative elements from different Carnation collections, which you're absolutely free to do. I believe this one's from, is it Just Passing By, I think? So you've got all your different elements, still interactive with your clothes here, where you can take them on and off those coat hangers. So it's super cute. Really, really sweet, isn't it? Then you've got your card shape here, which has been used to create a full sample there. Brilliant. Absolutely incredible. Lots for you to look at, lots for you to see, and lots for your recipient to have a go at. It's so blooming clever. Okay? The florals make it so pretty as well, don't they? And then Janine here has cut out the top part of the glass. You've got cut marks to do that, to make it kind of a French armoire style. Janine's used beads to represent the handles for the wardrobe. To my favourite fashionista. Now you see at the back there, you've got that sort of vignette where the image is already printed on there. So that's in case you don't want to add in too many clothes in the inside of it. For different reasons, you might want to create it in different ways. And it's all seated there for you. Janine's gone on to use her acetate here to create the idea of a window going through. Really cute, isn't it? Really, really beautiful. I love French armoires anyway, and that is just absolutely gorgeous. It's really easy to put together. What to Wear is just one of those fabulous things that we've got in our collection that nobody else does, because nobody's done anything like it, which is awesome to have. 240909, the What to Wear collection on the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Show price of $59.99, normal price of $69.99. $2.95 UK P&P. It will be going up to its normal price of $69.99. Can I just check with Carnation? Is it $2.95 UK P&P if it's over £50? Because it says to the P&P. Can we just check on P&P just so I know that I've got that correct? Because normally it's free if it's over 50, right? So we'll have a check for you and make sure. But yeah, whichever way, it's on there. It's on the deal of the day. And you can press your big deal of the day button and it'll take you straight to all of the elements that you need, including that free artwork. And it's the fact that you're not left trying to colour it in yourself or having to work those things out. And maybe further down the line, we'll get even more clothes for these and different collections will come out. So you'll be able to see it in different ways. Right, let's have a look at it. So I've got 3 different ways of playing with it and I'm going to show those in demo and we'll go from there. Now, I just want to show you the elements, first of all, that I'm going to be using. So first of all, I'm using the brown as a base. So I'm using it for the back of the card, and that's because I'm using the darker coloured vignette here, which is going to give me the idea that there's lots of clothes already in there, okay? Now, all I need to do here is simply really glue that, adhere it to there. Already, I've basically made a wardrobe, okay? If I'm using this piece though, I need to just do a little bit of working on it. First of all, I'm going to have to turn that over and that's going to allow my coat hangers to seat through. You see how you've got the holes at the back and they match? That's going to strengthen what I'm doing. All right. If this was the front of my wardrobe, I've then got the option of folding this back and that's going to create some depth for me. All right, so it's going to allow it to seat back. So now as you're seeing it, you're seeing that sort of walkway through into it. Does that make sense? Oh, they're just telling me it's definitely free P&P. Can you just ignore what it says on the screen? So it's not a £2.95 UK P&P, it's free UK P&P, and that's because it's over £50. Carnation do charge a £2.95 P&P for anything under 50, but not for over. So you fold these back, and we're just going to place that there. So now I've got this beautiful walkway through. I'm going to be using this one as a flat piece because it's going to be the back of my card. So I'm not worried about that bit, but I did just want to show you how it works because obviously as it comes together, we want to have that framing out. So I'm going to place this right at the back. So I'm just going to make that flat just there. I'll leave that where it is. I'm going to use a little bit of wet glue just to seal that, and then I know it's done and it's not going to get in my way. And I'm just going to put some of this down. So I've got a line here and I can use that to glue, and that means I'll get the perfect point just going across. Okay, so that's now nicely sealed, or it will be when it dries. And now I've got a little sort of holders for those coat hangers. You've got two options for your colour choices here with the wardrobe. I can have it in the dark sort of oak, or I can have it in that white shabby chic. You've got the two options, which is really nice as well because we all like to make different choices. This is your kind of shabby chic colour, and that's going to sit at the front of my card. But what I can also do is, as Janine did, place two of these together, and I just wanted to show you because I've got my red liner there. Just bear with. Where you've got the slots at the bottom, if you want to use the stands for this, I can place that on top of that, and it will still match exactly to be able to place my stand inside that slot. So you've got options of making it longer. Now we've got things like hidden gems where there's shops and shop fronts in that collection, so we can start to add to those things as well. Fresh blooms where there's the shop. Lots of different areas that we can start to build in more of these elements. You can see we go further, don't we? Wonderful world where you've got those townscapes. So if you want to use elements from that to create that sort of idea of a street scene, it's all there for you. Everything's there. Your toolbox just grows and grows. So you've got more and more scope to make cards that are really bespoke to you and your needs. And that's really important for us. Right, what I'm going to do here is just lay this on top of here. I want to make sure that that's still there. I'll just turn that over. Make sure that that's still visible. And then I'm just going to place this onto there, just below those holes. Okay? And that's going to allow me to adhere this down. Notice how I'm keeping this one out. So I'm not folding it back. I'm just going to use it to glue this onto here. And that'll hold it steady for me. I want it to go right up to that line, but not over it. So just placing where I need it to be, so it sits perfectly there. And the start of my armoire begins. Now I've used the dark here because obviously I've got the dark here, so it'll just give it sort of that effect, but I am going to put a white one over it. It is just purely as my background, but it's because I'm making a card base out of the actual wardrobe pieces as well. Once I've done this one, we're going to explore the stand as well, so you'll see all the different ways you get to play with this, and it's really, really sweet. It's really interactive. It's wonderful to play with. So I can put this one straight on top. Okay, but I need to make sure that those holes match. So when you're using your adhesive in this way, just be absolutely sure that you can see through all of those holes, because that's where your coat hanger is going to go. That's where they're going to poke in and create. But you can see with no effort at all, I've already created something really sweet, okay? We're really playing with the different elements. If I choose to, I can fold that back in like we just did on the brown one. And watch how this works against the white with the brown, the dark colour below it, because it starts to really pop. If I leave those just slightly open and slightly widened, two things happen. First of all, you've got that idea, that perception of depth, because you're getting that depth. But also this moves away from the back of my card, allowing those coat hangers to slip in with no issues whatsoever. All right, so it's a really, really effective way of doing it. So now that I've got that, I want to put wet glue here all the way down those lines so that it adheres to the back of it. When you're working in this practice, you're going to have to just let it dry off. Just make sure it's adhered, because we're using very small amounts of adhesive here, which is obviously right up my street. So just laying that down. And then the same again here. You can see how gorgeous it is. It's so sweet. All of these elements with clothes, with fashion, with design, you know, you're sending birthday things out to friends who you love, who you might go shopping with sometimes. I know Taz and I have sometimes been out and about having a shop, so this would be perfect for us two to send to each other. It's just those different elements. So we're just going to place that on there. Make sure I don't have too much glue seated, and that's just going to sit perfectly, and I'm going to let it dry while it's doing that. Now I've got another piece at the back, and I'm going to use this in the standard card way. So this is to just show you the different elements that you can use. So I'm going to fold that element back. So I've got my red liner tape. That's going to allow me to have a card base at the back. So as we're doing that. Now, while that's all drying, let's have a look at the gorgeousness that is. Look at these. We've got little outfits here. We've got coat hangers galore and all different elements. Now, I was saying to you a moment ago when we were first talking that you've got cut line detail in here. So if I put my pokey tool in, you can see that that's going straight through the sleeves of this dress. Okay, so I can then take that and take the other pokey, just make those gaps, take my coat hanger, place it through, and then just a slight bend so that I can get it through the other side as well. Look, is that not the cutest thing? Okay, so that's how it works. And then simply, I don't know if that's dry yet, but all you've got to do at that point, where did I put that? There you go. That just feeds through that little hole. Just let me get that distance there, feeding straight in. And then we start to really build in that wardrobe. Now, we've got other elements, haven't we, from other collections as well. Hats from What to Wear, things like that, where we can start bringing those in too. What was the collection with, sorry, Taz, with all the people in it, and it had all the work outfits?
All in a day's work.
All in a day's work. So you've got all of those as well, where you would start to be able to bring in those clothes into your wardrobe. So it's super, super sweet for all of those things. You'll find openings for all of the clothes there as well. For speed of demo, I'm just going to actually adhere some of mine here, just so it's sort of a bit quicker for you. But all of them, you're just going to be poking through, and it's going to give you each little outfit seated. Now, of course, I mean, how cute would this be for a little one as well? They'd love it, wouldn't they? That play and dress up, all of the different elements. It's like the idea of, was it Bunty when we were kids? You won't remember, Taz. You're too...
I think I've heard of it.
I think it was Bunty. I'm sure it was Bunty. And they had all of these different outfits that you could dress your little characters in and make different elements. Right, I'm just going to seat that there. I've got another coat hanger here. I'll pop this through my suit. I sorted my wardrobe out yesterday, Taz.
That's a thing I...
Oh, we're already at 40%, guys. Grab it. And then we're just going to bend this coat hanger again, just to pop through the other side. Just so it slips in. You're actually probably better with tweezers, I will say, just so you know. But you can see, look how gorgeous they are. Come on, that's beyond sweet, isn't it? And then it'll just hang in your little wardrobe there. And you build that up and up and up by adding in different clothes, different elements, all your different bits and your bats. And you've got all these really sweet things. Let's hang up my little shirt as well. Now, I'm probably just going to leave it about there for now as far as putting clothes on coat hangers for, because we're going to do it again and again in demo. So I don't want to sport with your intelligence too much with that. Let me just place that on. And in. Now, you can glue these down. Obviously, if you're going to be posting this to somebody, you might want to just glue your coat hangers in. That's an option for you, just means that they will be secure. If you're just handing it over to somebody, it's fun to leave it with the coat hangers so they can kind of design their wardrobe their way. It's a sweet way of doing things. So if I turn that, you can start to see we've now built in some of those clothes elements. I want to add some extra pieces to that, so I'll just sweep these aside for a moment because I want to show you the other side of things that we've got to go in here as well, because it's not just that. I'm going to place those just in, and then I'm going to just remove the red liner from here. This is going to be the back of my card, so it's going to be almost a stand for me. And then the next demo will show you the foot stand, and then hopefully you'll have seen all your different ways. Now that's just going to seat nicely there. And then we've got things like this. You're invited, okay? You've got really gorgeous elements. So pieces that are sort of made and designed for it. Born to shop, okay? Miss Taz is nodding her head. Now, when it comes to these pieces, I've also got this element here. Can you see that? It's like it's almost like the coat hanger, but slightly different. And it's got a wee cut line in it here. So that separates almost like a hanger again. So I can just use that to hook into something if I so choose. So I'm going to take that first, use some wet glue, place some on here, just attach that on. And now I can choose to hang that from the corner over here, so it hangs down. I can glue it inside if I want to. There's loads and loads of different things we can do. For this one, for me, I am going to glue it onto the inside. I'm just going to move those clothes along. I don't want to get it in the way, but I want to leave the actual hanger showing. But I'm just going to secure this one down so that my clothes can roam free. So I want the illusion of it still hanging, but hanging from the inside. And then I'm going to use my doors. So I've got the two doors here. They've got hinges on the side of them that can be moved. They've got cut lines there, and it's the hinges I'm going to use. If you've got any of the Carnation Crafts enamel dots, you would be able to use those as little door handles. So please do check, see if you've got them. If not, you can get them on the Carnation website, and you can use them as little door handles, which would be super sweet. You can also make really good use of your Carnation magnets in this collection as well, just to magnetize a door shutting if you want to. And I'm just going to pinch and pinch my doors so it closes. And then you'll see, because I bent that hinge, I can open my wardrobe. Same again on this side. I don't want those to just stay. I might glue them for the sake of the demo. And then, there we go. I'm just going to stick this one on the other side, just like so. And then I'm just going to meet them up, or match them up, should I say. Pin them down. And just seal it at the other side. Super easy, right? Beautiful cards as well. They're so different. I love the engineering of Carnation. It gives us something different, doesn't it, to what other companies are offering us. And what does that mean? It gives us something different to offer the recipients that we're giving cards to. We want to be different when we're creating. We want to be creatives that can do alternative to the standard. And this is what we get to do with Carnation every single time. So adding in those gorgeous florals that we've collected along the way, different elements to really pretty them up, is going to make a huge difference as well. So now that I've got that, I just want to put on this. Okay, you're invited, and I'm going to do that across, but obviously I only want to glue halfway because I only want it to close on one door. There's no point me, closing on both. So just small amounts of wet glue just on half of this. Pin that down. And obviously you're going to wait for everything to dry. And if you want to, you can obviously add extra coat hangers and have things just hanging on the front as well, which is also super sweet. Once that's all dried, it will open up to your interactive, really wonderful, gorgeous cards. So as that stands, I'm hoping everything has sealed. I've got this. It opens up so that you can interact. Let me just make sure I get it the right way around. Your cards all hanging. Look, isn't that so sweet? But then obviously we use that mirrored vignette. So when I turn the card around, it works both ways. That's pretty clever, right? That's about as perfect as we want it. We want something where no matter which way you look at that card, it's always perfect. And that's Carnation to a T. It's what we're striving for all the time, is little effort, great chance to explore all your composition, and a great outcome every time. This is what to wear. It's an incredible, incredible Crafters Select collection. 240909 on the Carnation Crafts website on their deal of the day today. $59.99. It's going to go up to $69.99 at midnight tonight, and ignore the $2.95 UK P&P. It is actually free UK P&P. So we're not going to charge you a bean to get that to you in the post. You can use a little QR code at the bottom of the screen, and that will take you directly to the item on the Carnation Crafts website. So you've got all of your options there. I'm just going to go through Janine's again so you can see all of these gorgeous finished samples, because obviously these are just wonderful, and Janine is a clever sausage. The die itself, by the way, does come with an external, so you can use that. Okay, you can still make in the traditional card way, but we can go in here. Look at that. It's so pretty. I love how Janine's used the florals, and I love the little dresses hanging on the front. Isn't that the cutest thing? Really, really sweet. Alternatively, I love that. Lots of clothes hanging up there. And this one at the side where you've got the three pinned together, it does a faster job, if you like, of making it look more full. It adds the impression of more clothes. You've got your little Doc Marten boots down here, trainers, and then a couple of pairs of heels. And then obviously that born to shop at the side. How many people do you know, Taz, that are born to shop?
Me.
You. Here we go. Fashion queen. Something I'll never be accused of being. Isn't that just so lovely? I've been called many things in my time. That's not one of them, Taz, nor am I in danger of it ever being called that. However. Look at this. I love these florals. She's so clever at what she does, is Janine. Have a fabulous birthday. Isn't it just the cutest, cleverest little thing? Finally for Janine's again. We will have another look at these as well before the end. Look at that. It's just fun, isn't it? Just good fun. Different. We want different cards. 240909, the What to Wear collection. Show price today, $59.99. Going back up at midnight, $69.99. Free UK P&P, and you can get that on the QR code, or you can search on the Carnation Crafts or website. Yes, Taz.
I thought we'd say hello to some lovely
people here. Hey to the people.
So over on YouTube, we've got Jenko, who says, good morning all, looking forward to seeing the fabulous new Crafters Select dies. And then they go on to say, fun samples, think it'd be cute to create a portal with the wardrobe too, like adding the trees, the animals inside, to create something like the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe.
I know, I did think about doing that for demo, of doing a little Narnia, because I think that would be really cute. And do you know what's really lovely about that? You see the vignette that's got the clothes printed on it that we were just looking at. If you have that and you use it as a door that opens, and you could put maybe a little open here and open it up, and it opens up. Now remember when we have done the piece where it sort of expands and you can do layer after layer after layer, that portal coming out, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? I agree.
Then we also have April, who says, good morning ladies, this is over the top amazing.
Isn't it?
The additional vignettes are a must-have with this collection. Michelle saying it looks like an art easel.
Oh, that's a nice way of looking at it as well. Yeah, it does a little bit. It does look like an art easel. It's a really lovely, wholesome, but really clever and functional collection, which is what we need, isn't it?
And then we've got Suzanne who says, morning all.
Hey, hey,
what
hey.
an amazing collection and perfect for all the ladies out there, young and old. And the DT outstanding samples. And we've got Savvy Crafter who's saying grand morning to everybody. And over on Facebook, we've got Tracy who's saying good morning, Karen saying good morning, Linda saying loving this collection.
All of the people are here. We like that.
Sam Smith is saying good morning, Linda McLeod saying good morning, beautiful collection. We've got Jacqueline Ward saying good morning, Tanya saying good morning, my gorgeous ladies. Love this set, so blooming clever. I am already thinking of ways I could turn it into a shuttered window.
Oh, we like that.
We've got Elizabeth who's saying good morning to you, and we've got Karen that said beautiful card.
Beautiful, thank you. I tell you what else, honestly, it's when you get these collections. My brain is so bad with memory. What's the collection where there was the pumpkins on the wagon and the little duck with the wheels?
Let me find it.
I'm so sorry, my brain, I don't have a good memory. But that collection with this would be incredible as you start to build that scene. You know, you'd have all of the elements, wouldn't you, there? All the gorgeous little pieces. There's the curtains that would frame it. Lots of different ways of playing. Right, I'm going to use this as a single piece, and I'm going to use it without a backing this time. We're going to have a look, a really good look at those feet, the stand that comes with it. Now, while I've been using it, I will say best practice as far as I can see is pop two together. It'll just give it that little bit extra stabilization. It makes it 750 GSM or a really strong way. It depends if you're printing it on so it'll be 240. But that is solid, okay? It's not going anywhere. And so it's going to support itself. So just stick two together. This will still fold over to give me those holes for my coat hangers to go through. So everything working there, you can see as I put my hand across. So everything still working in place. So the first thing I'm going to do, draw across some wet adhesive, and then I'm going to pin that. And that just keeps it where it needs to be, okay? Now, I could theoretically just leave that loose so that I can pop the coat hangers in between and it will guide in with these if I'm using a back. I'm okay with it as it is at the minute. Now, I need some feet. And I've got these. And again, I've put two together and that's going to give me that extra stability. But these, you can see they look like a moustache. Okay, and you've got the slot in it. Now, that slot matches the feet on my actual piece, so I can just put that through there and do the same again just here. And again, you get that interactivity because when your recipient gets this, if you post it, for instance, and you take the feet out, they get to sort of do that little build with it, which is super, super cute. So now I've got my feet sitting there. I've got my stand already built, already made, and it's ready to go. If I want to keep those where it is for postage, I can simply just rotate and I could post it that way. So if you want to kind of adhere it in any way, or you want to just keep it together so your recipient can use it, you can of course just do that and fold them in, and that will just give you that extra line. But other than that, it seats exactly on its feet as it should. So cute and so clever. Now I have a freestanding card and it's going to do everything that I need it to do as far as holding its own, and I can hang those little clothes in it and it will, you know, do whatever. So without even using a back. So I've got the card base itself that I can use. I can use it freestanding as it is as well, or I could use it as part of an 8x8. If I want to add in another wardrobe to the side of this, I can. It will slot in next to this one, and so I can do a double. There's so many ways of playing with it. It becomes something that's incredibly tactile, isn't it? We want to play with those elements, so really useful. Yes, Taz?
I don't know how I did it, but I found the answer.
Okay.
So if they wanted the pumpkin with the wagon, it's called Pumpkin Wagon.
Okay.
But that's part of the Harvest Echoes
Harvest
collection.
Echoes, that's what I wanted to have. It was the Harvest Echoes. So if you go and look at Harvest Echoes, if you've got it at home, go and look at those elements and how you're going to draw that through. You'll find there's lots and lots of ways. So I've got my base made. You can see it's not at all difficult. Now let's get some clothes on some hangers. I'm just going to poke through. So my coat hanger will go on. Just through. Yes, Taz?
Just while you're doing that, Alison has said, good morning, ladies. Love interactive cards. I can also see a clock shape by using the main card shape.
I know, right? It would also be, wouldn't it be a beautiful grand mirror? If you were to put some mirror card behind it, it would make a really beautiful grand mirror. There's lots and lots of options with this. That's the point, isn't it? We want versatility. It's always going to be versatile from Carnation. I'm just going to pop this into here. Raise that up so I've got one. I love the way there's the little place for the coat hanger to go. I think that's so sweet and so clever. Just so it slots through. Pokey tool, going to be your best friend just to create that slot to start off with so that you can go in, poke it through, just a slight bend to get the other one in and then straighten it out. And so you're creating that gorgeous little wardrobe. This one obviously is just going to pin on. So you're going to glue. Just here and just here. Yeah, I wonder, is there an additional colourway for this that's for sale, Taz? Because then you get, I presume, different coloured clothes. Which would be super sweet. So that sits there. If you're anything like me, you like your coat hangers all to be facing the same way in your wardrobe. So I'm just going to keep adding these in. And pushing through. Look. It's so clever. Final one. Just so we've got some full pieces in there. And then in here. Yes, Taz?
So just looking at the website, so the What to Wear original colourway download is free. However, you can get the complete colourway download on sale for £6 on the website at the moment.
Thank you very much. There you go. So you can get a ton of different colours then. So you'd be able to really, really sort of bespoke it to somebody you like. And get it in all of those ways. Let me just get this in. Put your glasses on, Carla. You can see. Just let me... You don't want to be bending the coat hangers too much. Make sure, if you wear glasses, you're wearing them. Let me just place this in. Yeah, that's better. I can see what I'm doing, Taz. What have you spotted, Taz? I heard an ooh.
I was just looking at the colour for the additional colourways.
Are they pretty?
They're pretty.
We like the pretty. Right. Now, I'm going to just place these in. I am going to place a dot of... Oh, am I? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So they start to hang and you can choose where you're going to place them. And you can also place some empty coat hangers into these as well, as if you're waiting for extra outfits maybe to come out of the laundry, if you're anything like my wardrobe. Seems to be a permanent state. Oh, let's poke them through. What a great and clever little bit of engineering, isn't it? Use tweezers if you find it easier just to slot your coat hangers in. And then I've got them seated thither. So I've already got my basic piece lined up and made. And from there now, I need to just add in some extra bits. So I've got the extra coat hanger, so I'll pop just one on here. You can just start playing and it gets really exciting. There's a little one in all of us, isn't there, that likes doing stuff like this. Or maybe it's just me. So I've got my wardrobe. If I want to stick them and glue them all so that they face that way, what I can do, if I turn this round, what I can do is just sort of take them so that they're separated. Can you see there? And then at the back, I can go in with my wet glue. So I'm just going to take those coat hangers. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this because I need to hold it. Can you see that from above, Taz? So if I put that through, you can hold them and you can just simply start adding in just a little dot of wet glue, and that's going to hold them all in place. They'll still move, your clothes will still move, but they will be secure. 45%, guys, we're getting up to half of the stock already gone. We've only been on air for half an hour. You need to shuffle. So that's got those all pinned down, okay? So everything I know is secure, but they still move, they're still interactive, and I've got all of those elements. I'm going to push the feet so that I can carry on working with this, and I'm going to lay it down. So my clothes are where they all need to. Now we need some shoes. So I'm just going to add in. Place those right on the edge. A little pair of slippers. I mean, basically, the shoe-wise, this could be my wardrobe. Docks and slippers. Add a pair of trainers in, Taz. And that is literally my wardrobe. Right, put those there. And then a pair of heels, which would not be in my wardrobe. Place those on. Okay, and now I've got my tag that says birthday girl. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to hang it just over there, and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to pin my birthday girl so that I know it stays. Yep. Have I lost a leg? Just turn that over so it pins, and I've got that set. Slot my leg back in. Things you never thought you'd say on live telly. Turn that so it's straight, and you've got something super sweet and super, super gorgeous. Really unusual as well, right? So we're playing with elements that you would not normally get in die collections. This is Joy of Carnation, right? We take it to the next level. Bear in mind with those feet, you can just turn them flat for postage, or you can take them out and you can have them separate so the end user can, obviously play their own way. Now, what's really exciting about this? Imagine you're sitting at a craft fair and you're selling your wares. Wouldn't it be lovely to not only then sell the card shape, which is the wardrobe, with maybe some hangers on there as well that they can choose from, but then also to sell them so they could get the coat hangers with them. You could then sell them outfits, little outfits that they have, so bags of clothes and that sort of thing. Really cute if you're into selling your wares. We're coming up to the Christmas markets and Christmas craft fairs. Great time to be selling these as little packs and little kits. You've got a whole world at your doorstep here. It is absolutely gorgeous. So we've seen it now made as a full armoire with that back detailing. We've seen it made on the stand, and you are going to have one more demo where I'll look at it in a different way as well. This is your very fast selling what to wear collection, 240909. It's got a show price of $59.99, but it's going to go back up to $69.99 at midnight tonight. It is free UK P&P. Please ignore what it says on the screen. And there is a QR code at the bottom of the screen. We have just discovered there's a brand new colourway, or a full, like, ultimate collection of colourways, and that is on the Carnation Crafts website too, and that's at £6. Thank you, Miss Taz. £6 for the full colourway. So the original colourway you're going to get for free. But if you want to add more colours and you want to have more different clothes, £6 while it's on sale today. I'm guessing that'll go back up probably at midnight as well. But it means you've got more options. You can play in different ways, which is what we all want, isn't it? Right, once more into the breach. We've got another show for you today as well. So we're back again at 12 o'clock with a back to air of a little bit fancy. So we'll be coming back to you with that at 12 o'clock. So don't miss that as well. Right. Let's try it a different way. So we're talking about the idea of Narnia and those kind of things when I was just saying about having that doorway to somewhere. I'm not going to do that. That's not what this demo is. But all you would need to do is score a piece down here. So if you measure, say this piece, which by the looks of it to me is about 1/2 inch. If you score down at 1/2 inch so that this doorway opens, you could have that there, and you could have it so that it opens out onto a world behind. Okay, so you can have it so it's completely different. There's ways and means of you being able to make it something completely different. Alternatively, you could create a piece of cardstock that would sit at the back and have a line going up that's sealed at the bottom, this attached to it so it can slide up the card and reveal something at the back of it. So you would just create just a folded piece of card at either side that's got a stopper at the bottom, and then this would stand, you would have an arrow at the top, and your recipient would literally be able to pull that open and you could have Narnia behind it. So loads and loads of different playways for you if you're thinking of changing up how to do it. I've gone for foam tape this time, so again you can see different ways of playing. I'm trying to give you as many options with making it as possible, but you'll obviously find your own when you get home. So same thing really, we're still building the wardrobe, but think of what else we can build with it. I think it'd be gorgeous as a mirror. I think how fairy tale would it be with a mirror? You know, those elements. So I've got my foam tape seated behind. I've gone 5mm, I'm going to raise it up. So this is an alternative to you actually putting those side panels down, because this gives it a different idea of perspective. So it depends which way you want to play it and how much room you need with it. Make sure that's sticking. Just add an extra. So Taz, in my head, I'm very, very certain it's Friday today, and it's not, and it's really messing with my brain. And Abraham went out the door today and said, oh, it's the weekend, so I'm not the only one. He also thinks it's weekend.
I keep thinking it's Monday.
It's a weird thing. If you want to get these straight, I'm just going to move this back slightly, guys. Use your glass mat, lay it flat, right on the line, so you know that you've got a straight line to begin with. Lay this on top. You are going to have to lean over. I can't, because otherwise all you'll see is my head. And I'm just going to lay that on. How clever is that? Already you've got that gorgeous shadow play, haven't you? It just gives you that extra. The main thing that I'm going to look at on this one, rather than the sort of larger section of clothes, is now this one, which I think is so sweet. So this kind of makes life a little easier because it's already done for us. You don't need to do each one individually, and that'll work if you're trying to add in the bigger elements like I am, which is going to be my shoe rack and that kind of thing. So now I can just place this straight in here. Just hang it on. Carla, put your glasses on. One day I'll be a grown-up and I'll remember my glasses. So I'm just going to poke those through. Just going in here so that I've got them hanging. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive just so it stays. You don't have to, obviously. It's just while I'm demoing, it's going to make it easier for me if it doesn't move. And it's just to seal it. So now that I've got that seated and I've got it placed, I can start building in my shoe rack, which is here. And again, they will fit directly into those holes, or if you so choose, you can place it underneath. It depends how you want it to look and where you want it to end. Obviously, if I take it behind and I place it higher up, then I've got more room down here if I want to add in extra shoes and those kind of things. If I want to hang it, it's going to come lower down. So it's entirely up to you which way you want to play with it. Just depends on what your outcome is. I'm just going to place it in. Now it's also designed so with the cut lines I can make it shorter if I want to. So if I want to just say have 2 little racks going down, I can cut it and I can use that maybe as a cupboard next to it. So if I didn't have that top line, I could maybe use it as a shoe rack at the side and fill in little elements of shoes there. There's different ways of playing with it, so don't think that you've just got to go one way or another. Always more than one way to play with Carnation. I'm just going to place mine here with some wet glue because I want it to be higher up, making sure that I'm in line with the holes above it. Okay, so I've got that element there. Now I've got shoes galore here. So we're going to start filling in. And just placing through. The shoes all fitting there with pip marks, so you can separate them out. Might be that you have one inside the box and one down here. The idea that maybe you've got a friend who may be a little bit messier. Not all of us are the tidiest. How sweet is that? And then put my heels on. I mean, not literally. I've got ankles swollen like an elephant's this morning, so that's not going to happen. But you know what I mean. And then here, I'm going to put those at the bottom, so I'm going to miss one out because they've got to be wearing something. And then I'm going to put my docks down at the bottom because they would be a little heavier, wouldn't they? So they can sit down there. You see how we build it up really quick? It's a really fast process. Right, I've got my doors here. So I'm going to place these on same way as we did last time. So they're going to come onto the top and they're going to seat. So I can put that over here and then this one over here. If you want to fold the hinges back on themselves, that's another alternative. When you fold them back on yourselves, you won't see them from the front. So let's go that way and then that way. That way you would put the adhesive on the inside. Different ways to play. Pin that down so it's about central. You're just going to have to work so that you know they meet when you do it this way. And it should work there. Okay, so we're just going to make sure they meet. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really sweet. So I'm going to take this. Get it to meet in the middle. And just seat it down. And seat it down there. Gorgeous. Look at that. That's some fabulous stuff, isn't it? Right, I want to have just on, oh, there you go, you look fabulous. I want to have this just seated. Now, what I'm going to do is place this over the corner of the door. And I've got that little point where it separates, and I'm just going to hang it just about there. That's it. So it sits on the front of my card. I want that to be interactive as well. So I want that basically to be able to flap about. So I'm just going to glue it on the hook. And make sure my little hinge closes properly. So that should seat really nicely. You look fabulous. The card will then open. And on the opposite door, I'm going to place this, the mirror. We've got a gorgeous mirror seated. It's so blooming clever. So the person getting ready would be able to look at what they're wearing. You can have that inside the wardrobe. You can have it on the outside. It's so awesome. So now you see there's a ton of different ways of building this, creating it and having it as different types of cards. We're nearly at 50%, guys. Nearly half of it's already gone. We've only been live for an hour. So placing that there, and then those little doors will just close up, up, and it'll see. I just think it's the most delightful little collection. Crafter Selects are so clever because it's not the full sort of shebang investment, is it, of the big launch. It's so much for us to play with. It's always a little bit fun. It's kind of designed for the, want of a better way of phrasing it, the Carnation army. It's about, you know, thinking about you guys and what you love, taking in your suggestions. And the Crafters Select are always just fun, interactive, playful pieces. that we get to just have the best time with. Lots of different variants, aren't there, with this collection? You're going to have so much fun dressing up that wardrobe. It's just brilliant. I can't wait for you to sort of play, have a go and show us what you've made. I love the way the clothes just sort of hang and you've got that kind of freestyling going on. Lots of different ways that you can use it. So we, as I say, are going to be back at 12 p.m. for you, and that's going to be to bring you the back to air of A Little Bit Fancy. So we're going to have more demos. If you've got a little bit fancy at home, make sure you join us and let us know that you've got it. And if you haven't got it, make sure you join us so you know what you're missing out on, because it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful florals, absolutely stunning florals. So we'll be back with you then. In the meantime, don't forget to grab hold of your craft to select, because it ain't going to last, and it is going to be, if it does last, which I doubt, it is going to go back up at midnight tonight. It's 240909. What to wear, grab it while you can. We're going to go for a cup of tea, and then we'll be back in an hour to see you.